Hello, and you are very welcome to episode 47 of the Take a Pull podcast, which covers day 2 of the Punchestown Festival. We are recording live deck on Tuesday evening after a very eventful and fantastic and successful first day of the Punchestown Festival, where you thoroughly enjoyed yourself with Daddy Longlegs and a couple of beers, as did I. Great day all round. How are you, first of all, and how are you feeling?
Yeah, good. Look, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to apologise to everyone as well. I've had a few drinks, so bear with me. Bear with
off
me.
The bridle.
I'm well and truly off the bridle, but I'm still going to enjoy a glass of wine.
Yeah, absolutely, well deserved as well.
I apologise in advance for anything I might say, for anyone I might offend.
Yeah, well, there's a disclaimer at the top of the show. That's all we need. That's the main thing. A super first day of the Punchestown Festival deck. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Always great going racing with you and the old man and a bunch of friends, and even listeners of the podcast coming up and saying hi to us. Much appreciated and getting a great kick out of that. It's fantastic.
That was brilliant today. And I will say, like, a couple of lads did ask, why we're not making money from it, and we have been approached. I think it's all right to say, and of course it's crossed our minds, and it does. When you see other people what they make from going subscription, of course we thought about it, but we haven't done it. We enjoy this,
It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? Really,
maybe stupidly,
possibly
to keep doing this for nothing. I'd imagine, I would guess, if you wanted to charge a $5 a month, even a lot of the people who listen to us would pay the $5 a month. But
probably,
what's the point? Look, we enjoy doing it, and it's a nice feeling when people walk up to you and they nearly come up to you like they know you. And I love people coming up to us and having the crack with us, and they're in on our jokes and things like that. It's really nice. And look, I just love Irish racing. I love going racing in Ireland, and it's doing this with yourself, Andy's made it even better. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Couldn't say it better myself.
To meet the people we do meet at the races, it's brilliant. I really enjoy it. And look, we haven't gone subscription. We haven't got into bed with anyone who's offered us money, and I'm happy enough that we're enjoying ourselves.
Yeah, it's one of those things to be. In this stage, you'd rather be liked. it's not like you'd rather have all the money, but no, it is. It's like that's what racing is about. At the end of the day, it's just having a bit of fun with mates, and if you can lead people the right way, and a few inside jokes, a few winners, and a good fun. That's all we kind of ask for. It is a lot of fun, and as I said, couldn't say it better myself.
I think the last 2 times he's won, we've both watched Spillane's Tower win with people who watch the podcast, and we've been getting pats on the back like we train him or we own him, or we rode him.
Exactly.
And it's I think people have come on a journey with us. You had Captain Guinness getting chin today,
Yeah.
Like we've said.
He doesn't get 2 miles.
He doesn't get 2 miles.
Doesn't stay.
People have been on a journey with Spillane's Tower wins today. You started that back last year, but one of our first taps, he made his chase debut, and you've been talking about him, and people have come on the journey with us, and it's been totally enjoyable. I think we've enjoyed Spillane's Tower more than the Mangans.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, he's become a fringe ATM machine this season. In most cases, every time I see in the back of him, he goes and wins, and then you leave him at Navan and he doesn't. And you're delighted when he doesn't win at Navan because he did exactly what you wanted to do, getting spot on the Fairy House. I know he's a fantastic horse, and look, he owes us in the pod absolutely nothing. Shoe-in Tap Hall of Famer when we do come around to that. Yeah. Another potential Hall of Famer, Dancing Jeremy, unseating today, unfortunately, but the horse was absolutely fine. Won the race without Jack. That's showing his well-being.
It's easy when you're carrying 10 stone less than everyone else.
Exactly, yeah. A shout out to Tom Lacey with Nokiel Singe winning the first, or not Nokiel Singe, that was the Ladies Perpetual. Tune the Box winning the series final, and we were hoping to see a British winner, and we have, and it's brilliant. And with a bit of luck, they were already talking about coming back over for a stay in Handicap chase next year, which is what you want to hear.
Yeah,
brilliant.
that was brilliant, and just had a few words with Sean from Punchestown at the end of the day, and he was like, was giving him the stick, like, you know. Quick chat with Sean from Punchestown at the end of racing today, and as he rightly said, you know, it's kind of what everyone wanted to see. It was a British winner. Punchestown fair play them having put the series on. You know, that's kind of what we wanted, and that would attract more British runners. And I was giving them a bit of stick, saying you're only interested in getting British people racing now. But now look, it's the value you get at Punchestown is outrageous. You know, when you compare that to Cheltenham, like, to give us tickets to give away, and even a mate of ours, Reggie, goes, go on, gives a ticket for the week. Sean gave me a ticket for Wednesday. Like, can you imagine asking for a spare ticket for Cheltenham? Go on, give us a ticket.
Yeah, for their main festival of the week.
Oh, they you know, they wouldn't even reply to you, you know. And the Punchestown Festival, there's so many tickets about, and when you are buying them, and I think I always try buy a ticket when I go on racing. You know, you do get offered them, but I always try buy when I go on racing in Ireland because it's cheap, and I like supporting racing. You know, I'm not looking for freebies, especially when you're not, you know, you're not having the piss taken out of you like you are.
No.
Was.
Yeah, absolutely. Just rounding off today's card deck, Mystical Power doing his best work late. Hopefully he stays over hurdles. Good performance beating Firefox. Slade Steel. Is it fair to say he's maybe ground dependent? Maybe wants to be. He probably does want further, and they've been avoiding Ballyburn. But it looked like he just didn't have the tactical gear to go today, despite them going quite hard.
Oh, I'm not sure on Slade Steel. Like I thought he travelled into it really, really well and stopped pretty quick. Is there a wind issue? I was trying to have a look at his nose when he was coming back in. I thought he stopped that quick. You know, looking back at it, he probably didn't stop quick enough to say, you know, he burst. But like maybe he was gasping for air, and there's a wind issue there. Mystical Power was very, very good. To do that, having had tough races at Cheltenham and Aintree, he must have a massive engine.
After me saying he fell apart at Galway as well, Jesus.
Ran
at all three spring festivals, completely mugged me off. Speaking about mugging me off, that wasn't my worst moment today. I've lined myself up for this. You were lining ourselves up for a nap at the top with Daddy Longlegs, and I'd say you got that I wish I had more on feeling as they were coming around the home turn, and there was bridle everywhere. Paul Townend trying to not fall over himself. Basically, he was trying to pull him back that much.
When they went by the post the first time around, I wish I had more on.
Handed in your ticket.
Down the back straight, this is all over. You actually caught me by surprise when you weren't keen on him the other night. And
I underestimated the ground. That's all it's down to, and the price. And look, I've egg in my face. It's not the worst. At least he wasn't, you know, a massive price, but it's not the point. He should have been. He won like an even money shot, didn't he? Really, he could have gone and just any price was a good price today. Really.
Yeah, like somebody put up on Twitter, right? They said I said, didn't know what price he's 6-4, and he was a lot bigger, and he won like a 64 shot in a big handicap.
Yeah, absolutely. Just cast an eye back to the fourth place finisher Kings Hill, who was weak all day in the betting. Money did come from late, travelled into a race really, really well with Daddy Longlegs. Faded after the last. Just keep an eye on him for maybe something like the Galway Hurdle. Just in case he's definitely a nice horse. Obviously, the winner's going to be all the rage for that race, but I'd imagine the Gilligans are plotting back from the Galway Hurdle with him. And I know I always say I'm working back on horses, and this is you can pin me to it. We're working back from this. I should get a take a pull T-shirt with working back from it. There's another slogan. But no, Kings Hill could be one for the Galway Hurdle. Keep an eye on him. Thought it was quite an eye catcher there in fourth place. Failing that deck, there wasn't really much else on the card that you like. Obviously, the bumper winner 6.5, quite impressive in the last, and obviously Spillane's Tower, brilliant, beating Monty Star. 3-card Bragg ran a lovely race as well to be third. Thought he ran a race full of promise for next year. Anything else you want to add on today's racing before we go forward?
I think that the first two home in the 3 mile Grade 1 Novice Chases are two really, really good horses.
They're top, yeah.
They're 2 Gold Cup horses.
Yeah, I don't think they went overly fast. I could overhear, because I was standing at the two post welcoming back in Spillane's Tower, and you could hear Rachel. And I was a bit surprised because she actually did say that Monty Star was pretty much flat to the boards the whole way. He didn't look it. But I think it was just a matter of the faster horse won, really. I don't think, going up to a Gold Cup trip with Monty Star, like, I don't think he's lost anything in defeat here today at all. I think he's been beaten by a top notcher, and
there's only 3/4 of a length between them.
Yeah, like that's a mistake at a fence. Which Spillane's Tower he's a risky jumper. He's very athletic. He's very scopy. He can get from A to B very quickly. But Monty Star is a much more assured jumper. Like you are going to go down if you're ever on Monty Star and you go down to a fence, you just know he's going to get to the other side, probably better than any horse in the field. Yeah. So that's always an asset in a race like a Gold Cup. I'd say both of them, as you said there, Deck, I wouldn't have any issue backing them wherever they go. Now the only thing with Spillane's Tower is people might be backing him for the Gold Cup now. Just watch the way he was campaigned this year. I said it to you, I wouldn't be surprised to see him reappearing next season in something like the Fortrea Chase at Navan over 2 miles, because Mangan obviously done it this year. I don't see why he wouldn't do it next year. And it'd be when he's running over those insufficient trips is when you back him for the 3 milers the next time. Like that's the way he's trained, and that's how he's came on. Monty Star, look, he's a Savills Chase type, isn't he? Really, Irish Gold Cup, Cheltenham Gold Cup, that type of horse.
You'd imagine so, yeah. You'd imagine so.
Yeah, great day's racing, thoroughly enjoyable. We'll move on then, Deck, unless there's anything else you want to cover on day one.
No, look, great day, big crowd, great to see you. There was queues.
Yeah, it was a fantastic crowd.
Yeah, queues at the gates, bit of stress going on, get everyone in before the first race, but brilliant to see a big turnout, brilliant to see a lot of fans over from Britain, and look, I hope the week continues to be. It'll settle down, and I hope it's busy all week.
Yeah, I need to try and see if I can take another half day or two from work and try and get down before Saturday, which is my next.
I'll bring in 6 feet if you want. It's Mandy's dad. He's sick.
Get the note in. All right, let's start off then with the Adare Manor Opportunity Series final handicap hurdle. Just shy of 2.5 miles, the trip here, Deck. Look, anybody that's a regular listener to the show probably thinks we just can, borderline skip this race. Deck, I'll let you take it away because we're probably going to be barking up the same tree here. Who do you like?
Look, come here. He's the one you've been barking about. It's Walk Away Harry. It looks like he's going to get his ground. When Daddy Longlegs and Banbridge with him tells you he's getting fast ground.
Yeah, that's good ground.
It's his handicap debut. That might be the only concern, but the fact he's in here off 113,
after winning at the first festival in a bumper last year of all things.
Yeah, he won at the festival in a bumper. You'd imagine he's enough in hand for jockey error, trainer error, and a lot for luck as well. He should win this. There is a couple more I like. I think they'll run big races. Tactical Affair. He was a maiden winner at Cork for Gordon Elliott. He's with Warren Great Tricks now. He's ran twice in Britain, but it's his handicap debut. I can see him run the big race. And Joyo the Toy, he's a maiden winner. He beats Placebo, the horse he used to be. I think he's with Sam Curling now. He was a horse who was with Paddy Toomey on the flat. He was fourth in his handicap debut at Down Royal behind Mousy Brown. I'm not sure how she finished today. Actually, I haven't looked back at the results yet, but she did follow up after winning that race at Down Royal. But yeah, look, it's Walk Away Harry. And what price does he go off, Andy?
Well, look, he's already touching around 3-1. I had him as around a 7-2 poke at opening and expecting him to be backed in. So he's trading around what I thought he was going to be. Look, I could see him going off 2-1, 7-4 in a 25 run handicap, which is what I like. This has like Sea-like vibes. If you remember him from a good few years ago at Leopardstown over Christmas. Sea-like won a bumper at the Punchestown Festival, had 3 very quiet runs, and then rocked up and won a race very, very similar to this. He won on Stevens's Day or Boxing Day at at Leopardstown and actually followed up on the 29th. And now you're going back 7 or 8 years, but it's a very similar profile. This horse could be chucked from a height. Like, I'd say this is a Philip Burns comes out with his whip and his hat in his hand and his
what's the instructions?
Don't fall off. Don't fall off. Yeah, I'd say this horse is very well handicapped based on his good ground win over 2 Mile 2 and a bumper this meeting last year. 11-5. They've risked the temptation of going elsewhere to make sure they beforehand to make sure they get in. They're after getting in off 113, and I'd say the rest of the field looked at that and just went, "Oh crap." I'd say this horse, unless something brings it down or something monumentally bad happens, I'd say it's going to take all the beating. I'd be disappointed now if it didn't win. I'd go as far as that. Now that's what I should have said about Daddy Longlegs on the top 46, but look, I can make amends here. Anything else to add there, Deck, for the first?
No, that's it. Keep it simple.
Rightio, on to the series final then. The 305, usually a good race to follow when you are going back studying the previous season's form for next year. Unsurprisingly as well, like a very, very strong field. 17 going to post. Your favourite, you've got joint favourites here, Deck. A favourite of yours, Answer to Cafe. John Chinnock claiming a very valuable £7, an excellent fort in the Martin Pipe. Blizzard of Oz wins either side of a 5th place finish when up in class. Yeah, so they're your two at the top of the market, Deck. I'd imagine you are an Answer to Cafe fan, yeah?
Yeah, look, John Chinnock takes the 7 off again. He's been allocated top weight numerous times this season in different races. With John Chinnock's claim, he's run really, really well. He's, the form is so solid to be behind Waterford Whispers twice. The form is solid. It's backing up. His form all season it's strong. I'm just going to keep it simple. I think he wins this. I think you see him 4 good horses pulled clear in the Martin Pipe. And I just, look, there's a quick and easy double for you.
Yeah, no, I would totally agree. Look, he's off similar enough terms with Blizzard of Oz when he beat him at Nace. Captain Cody behind him that day as well, who went on to win a Grade 2. Like, the form is there now. That race at Nace was a bit of a sprint, but what it did show is Answer to Cape is a very versatile horse. He can go an end-to-end gallop or he can go a sprint. Now, a lot of his races have been turning into kind of sprints, like the Martin Pipe. That race was controlled by Mike O'Connor from the front on Waterford Whispers. There is a chance to go a little bit quicker here in this race. Obviously, 17 runners, but it's not guaranteed. And I would be following you in here, Deck. He's already beaten Blizzard of Oz, who's his market rival, 94 joints. I know he's an 8-year-old and Blizzard of Oz is 6, and Blizzard of Oz has gone on 1 on his next start, but I still don't see a reason why that form should be turned around. So John Chinnock getting on so well with him, claiming that 7. I'll take Answer to Cape as well, and I'd be sweet enough on him. So 2 out of 2 so far. This could be this could be the best pot ever, or expensive.
Might go home after the double. We just wrap it up now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Anyway, we'll move on to the 340. We're starting to come back on it now. I can feel you coming back on it now as well, so, which is good. So the Louis Fitzgerald Hotel Hurdle. This is just shy of 2.5 miles as well. A field of 16 going to post. So this is a very interesting race for me. Obviously, Mr. Gift carries the strongest form in and dropping back from Grade 1 company, 5th in the Supreme and 4th at Aintree. That form has been relatively solid. It was held up at Aintree and it was held up at Punchestown here, obviously on Tuesday. Quite an interesting runner. No flies on him, back on decent ground. The betting could tell you everything you need to know about him. As weak as a kitten the last twice, and ran deplorably at Fairyhouse. The betting, they couldn't give him away for love nor money, so it'd be interesting to see the betting on him closer to the off. And there's one I'll talk about after, Deck, Freeman's Bay, who I'll touch on after, but I wouldn't mind hearing your thoughts on who might win this race. It's quite a nice race and probably a race to follow for next season.
It is, yeah. Freeman's Bay was actually one of ours. We put him up when he won at Cork, I think. It won a maiden hurdle at 14-1. I don't have a massive opinion on this race, and it's not one I'm going to get involved in. Mr. G was 5th in the Supreme, then 4th at Aintree. he's only had 3 runs for Willie. He is a horse I think could be really, really nice, but like I want to see more. No Flies and then as disappointed last twice, as you said. You've made a good point. He was very weak in the market, so you want to keep an eye on it. And Donchelant won, and he was another one who won a maiden at nice odds at Fairy House.
We tipped him that day as well, I think. Yeah,
another one of ours. And he was involved in that bet of a fan of the show had that.
The
treble. I don't have an opinion this race. There's a lot of races this week, and it's one I won't be having a bet in. And I'm not going to put something up for the sake of it.
Right, that's very mature of you. It's very mature of you. I will not be as mature.
16 points.
Exactly. Yeah, can't even get a bet out of you, for God's sake. No, this is look. There's a few I do like. I the thing about No Flies on him, I'm not one that likes to follow the market, but the betting movements on him at Fairy House, he jumps so well. Like there was obviously, I think, something wrong the last day. Like he's been very, very weak twice in the betting. His marker 137 comes from beating DB Cooper and Ascending and Kings Hill in Leopardstown on Stevens's day. That was yielding ground, and when he beat Django Bind, the point to point was yielding to soft. Now, your guess is as good as mine if that was yielding to soft. You just never know the point to point field, but it does incline me to think that this is a horse that like Walkaway Harry and like Daddy Longlegs, I think ground could be imperative to him. So if you see money for him, I would be very, very wary of him, because we already know how talented he is, how well he can travel, how well he jumps. And that maiden hurdle win wasn't a fluke. So I'd be keen on him if there was a little bit of money for him. But I am going to trans Freeman's Bay at a big price. He's about 22, 25 to 1 job. He obviously won his point to point, ran well in 2 bumpers, but left that form well behind when beating big stage at Cork. Walkaway Harry was 3rd that day. Walkaway Harry, that's always the same with Walkaway Harry being 3rd that day. May have been able to get a little bit closer, who knows. But Freeman's Bay, I thought was good value for that 2-length winning margin. I think this is going to be a stay and chaser. And you would probably agree, since you put him up the last time, this is probably going to be a horse that you can follow next year as a stay and chaser. I could see him, if he's able to jump, turn into like an Irish national sort, or that type of class. I think he's that good. And to be honest, if I think he's that good, he should be at least on the premises in a race like this. You couldn't say going to win, because you probably need to be north of 140 to go win this race. But I wouldn't be surprised if he was a low to mid 130s horse. And if the cards fall right for you, given his lack of experience and how much improvement there could be there. He is a 7-year-old, but it wouldn't bother me too much. I think he could be one that maybe runs into a place at a big price, and I'd be happy to take a chance on him. I would back No Flies on him if I saw late money, as I said, but no, it would be Freeman's Bay at the moment. I think he's a nice horse, and I think he's a good chance. Maybe Connections trainer combo or whatever underestimate him a little bit in this market. Very good.
No, fair enough. I do like him as well, but look, if I'm feeling frisky after a couple of winners tomorrow, I might have him there. I wouldn't be advising anyone. I think it's more a race to watch and follow than to get involved in my opinion.
Yeah, one of the wildest races of the week, or at least the wildest declaration I've seen of the week, is in the Channer Real Estate Group Novices Hurdle. 3-mile race, grade 1. Very regularly ends up the best staying novice grade 1 you will see all season. Very, very regularly. The form always holds up in it. And your favourite this time around has been the largely consistent Dancing City, who won the Nathaniel Lacey at the Dublin Racing Festival, 3rd in the Albert Bartlett, and then went on to win the Seft. It's the Sefton, it's the novices, isn't it? I think at Aintree. He won that quite well. That was a real staying test. Like, they went very, very hard in that. High Class Hero back on his good ground, so you'd have to give him a good chance in there at 8-1 with Sean O'Keefe aboard. And the horse I was mentioning, Back Mersakmi, is it? Back Mersakmi? I'm going to go with Back Sacre.
Yeah, this the thing, the Emma Mullen joke that's only random bumpers so far.
Yeah, a 12-1 shot that has won a Cork bumper at the start of the month, start of April, and now at the start of May, he's going straight into a
see
grade one.
similar with Farinelli last year.
Yeah, Farinelli went straight into. Well, he at least he had ran over fences. He ran behind a shock. He was ran behind. Was a Shotgun Perswan Backerson? Was it? He was second to Backerson, wasn't he?
He ran in the bumper in February and won a grade one chase.
Yeah, and the betting, you can see they're not really taking many chances at the 12-1 price tag. Lecky Watson also in there. Danny Mullins riding for Willie. Stellar Story, Q today as well. So, Deck, who do you like here? Obviously, the Martin Pipe winner as well in there, I should mention. Better Days Ahead. So impressive in winning the Martin Pipe to our disdain, but what can you do? Who do you like?
I'm going to give on Tupper a chance here.
All right, okay. The only one I didn't mention.
Yeah. Stepping up to 3 miles for the first time. Like, there was a lot of hype about him, and we heard it because he missed his season. We heard it for a long time, but I think he's open to any amount of improvement. I do think he's a talented horse, and look, he ran in the Royal Bond, he ran in the Lauders, he's grade one experience, and I just think stepping up to 3 miles, like the Lauders is as far as he's gone, 2.5 miles. All his other runs were over 2 miles. I'm willing to give him a chance now, stepping up to 3 miles. I think at the odds he is, I think he could be decent value. Dancing City has been consistent, you know, to win at Leopardstown and then to win at Aintree. He probably top of the division, but I don't think it's the deepest division.
No.
Stellar Story ran down the Ben Pauling horse, was it? At the Jukebox Man, is that theirs?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Albert Bartlett. But I just think at the price he is, Tubber's good value here, and he's well worth a chance in a division that's probably not the deepest. Not the form's not as solid as, like we spoke about Answer the Cave, and now his form is very, very solid. This race doesn't really have anything like that.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Look, I'm going to take. Dancing City owes me nothing, but he has had 2 haymaker races in the Bartlett, and especially that race at Aintree, like they were walking over the line. Like they went awfully hard. High Class Hero couldn't stop winning, but heavy ground really kind of ended that incredible run at Cheltenham. I'm going to take a chance on the Pipe winner. Better Days Ahead. Like obviously Pipe winners have gone on and won this race a few times in the past. Champagne Classic, Galopin des Champs, etc. I think that we've tipped Answer the Cave earlier in the show. Look, I'll give you a tip for Saturday. Waterford Whispers, he's probably a nap at the top on Saturday, and this lad beat them, so I'm gonna take my chance with him in Grade 1 company. I'm gonna desert Dancing City. I'm gonna jump on Better Days Ahead. Trust the Martin Pipe form. Keep it that simple. But I can see where you're coming from on Untubber. So another saying is speed kills those that don't have it, and he's been running over 2 miles and shorter and whatnot. So I can completely see that angle from yourself there, Deck. Right, moving on to probably we're probably a quarter of the way through the bumpers. Not even, maybe 20% of the way through the bumpers of Punchestown this season. This is the Grade 1 though, the race and stay at Punchestown flat race, Grade 1. Jasmine DeVoe, the champion bumper winner, 13-8, and obviously Romeo Coolio, who left a bit of an impression on us, Deck. We were thought he was gorgeous looking horse. Yeah.
What, he's so dreamy.
He's stunning, isn't he? You can see why he fetched all the money. And then William Money, who was so impressive on the eye at, I think it was Navan, wasn't it? Or Nace. It was Nace.
Nace.
Nace. And like really, really impressive on the eye. So he throws a bit of a fly in the ointment. And Harbour Highway as well for Emmett Mullins, who's been bought by JP McManus after beating a horse that I hold in very high regard, my way of thinking, in late March at Navan. That's where I'd probably be swinging, that Harbour Highway. I think my way of thinking is a proper horse, and Golden the Mountain's the horse that beat him. Spoiler, I'm going to tip him for the last race, or maybe for top 48. So Deck, I'll be sticking with the newly purchased JP McManus horse. Who do you like for the Grade 1?
Look, Robbie O'Keefe, he has left an impression on us.
Mm.
I hope he goes straight over fences. I think he could be a horse who goes.
He does have
hurdling.
that look, doesn't he?
Yeah, he could go hurdling with a big reputation and do nothing, Don Cossack style. There's a couple more like back on the flow, probably the same. Do very little over hurdles. The form again is solid, but he is held by the favourite here.
Jasmine DeVoe, yeah.
Yeah, look, his form is good because beat Spartan Glory, who franked the form and won a Fairly House in February, I think it was. But I'll take Shuttle Diplomacy here, 4-year-old, been very, very impressive so far. He's the unexposed one. We don't know if he's held by the Cheltenham winner or not. So, the Coopers are I don't know who the owners are, but they're buying these horses for a lot of money. They've been winning races, and this horse has been very, very impressive.
Probably been the most impressive of them, has he?
Definitely, I think, yeah. Yeah. I'm willing to give him a go on this.
Would you say this is stronger than the Champion Bumper? Given that we're adding this lad to the frame, we're adding William Money, and we're adding Harbour Highway.
Definitely. Which is often the case because you find out a lot of them maybe aren't good enough.
You're adding Redemption Day as well, I suppose. Yeah. Which, oh Jesus, come on! You don't want him to win that. That would have been like Sharjah winning the big one today. Like you don't want a veteran winning the Grade 1 bumper. Like
no, it'd be a little bit he qualified for veteran chases
exactly. Yeah.
I don't think he's good enough to win it. To be honest, he was potentially good enough to win it a few years ago, but not now.
He's a bit of his own worst enemy in a way, isn't he? Like he does pull very hard. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably very hard on himself. Maybe why he was out. Maybe why he got injured. Like he's. Yeah. You'd be disappointed. You would be disappointed if you won. Shuttle Diplomacy. He's a horse. He's unexposed. He's been very, very impressive. He's the one again at a decent enough price.
Yeah, I think he beat a very good horse at Navan. I really do. I think he beat a right one in my way of thinking. And you've actually got that idea now. If I see Romeo Coolio entered for that 2 mile 6 maiden at Down Royal in about 40 taps time, I will be seething. I'll be absolutely. You just know he's going to run in that race as well, don't you?
Hope he doesn't. Send him straight over.
Stand him over the fences, yeah.
I know you watch the show. Just put him straight over the fence.
Okay, right. Let's move on to the 525. The big one, probably of the week. What am I saying? Probably it is. The Punchestown Gold Cup. What a race this is! I'm buzzing for this now. Look, a massive, massive pity that we've lost Shishkin. He would have been an incredible runner. Not only that, he just would have been great to even have next season. A fantastic horse, a horse that really, what could have been with him. Like I would have wished they ran him in a Gold Cup last year, and obviously he had that little issue a couple of years ago that kind of kept him out as well. But God, he won a Supreme, he won an Arkle, a Clarence House. Did he won a Clarence House? Yeah, like it's just what a horse. Desert Orchid Chase, like legend. Massive, massive pity he's not here to make it a field of 10, but. We do have an excellent field of 9 as well. Gallop and the Champion 8 to 11 favourite, trying to complete what, in my opinion, would be the best season a staying chaser's had probably since Size and John when he completed that Irish Gold Cup, Cheltenham Gold Cup, Punchestown Gold Cup treble. You could arguably say he's already had it, but he is 8 to 11 to beat last year's winner, Fast or Slow. Great to see Cork Rambler over as well, having another pop at it, sure, why not? Hewitt finally gets his ground for probably the first time this season. Couldn't rule him out with any degree of certainty, the King George winner. And Gentleman's Game journey with me. Deck, I know you've liked Gentleman's Game. Would you take another chance on him, or do you think he's going to be found out with his jumping again? Does he just need a little bit more experience?
Was a little bit disappointed at entry. Look, it would be absolutely amazing to see Gallop and Deschamps win this. But I think he's also proof how difficult it is, to do what Size and John done, to win 3 Gold Cups and 3 consecutive punts. Well, it won't be 3 consecutive months because it's May tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
No,
look,
no.
I'd still
No,
nearly give it to him.
even if he does, he won't repeat what Size and John done. Look, Size and John has a statue there, and it's there for a reason. That was outrageous what he done. It was absolutely exceptional. But you know, I often say that when they run over shorter trips, it's less taxing on them, and they can stay sounder for longer. And he was a 2 miler. He was only stepping up. His first run over 3 miles was in the Irish Gold Cup. Size John's, you know. I just thought Galloping Day Champs was a tired horse after the Gold Cup. I think Paul really looked after him the first time he won it, but he couldn't afford to look after him in the same way this year.
Stronger race.
I think, it's just. Well, I thought the first Gold Cup he won was exceptional as well. It's just that he had more work to do. Maybe it was heavier ground. It was sunny that day. It was warm that day, wasn't it? It was probably tacky, the ground. It was harder work for him. And I thought he was a very, very tired horse, as you should be after winning the Gold Cup. I just think he's going to be feeling it. Maybe winning that Gold Cup the way he did might stop him winning 3 Gold Cups. And I think it'll stop him winning a Punchestown Gold Cup. And Fast or Slow was travelling like a travelly thing now when he unseated. I know it was a long, long way out, but he's coming here fresh. He didn't go to Aintree. I think Fast or Slow takes all the beating here. He's a horse that's still not getting the credit he deserves, I think. And I think Fast or Slow is probably a good thing in this race.
Yeah, I think, look, on the official handicap, Gallop and the Champ has £10 to play with, but as you said, he had that very, very hard race at Punchestown. Now, he had horses to take him on, or at Cheltenham, sorry. He had horses to take him on at Punchestown last year. And they probably did go for home a little bit early, which suited JJ. He just took Fast or Slow back and bided his time and picked him up. It's a second run after wind surgery as well, which is quite interesting. Look, he's going to go on the ground, no problem. He is a fresher horse. There's no doubt about that. The only thing I'm just saying here is, like, Gallop and the Champ, there's every chance Paul Townend might try and ride him like the best horse in the race and just go from the front. Like, other than Conflated, who I imagine Jack will be handy on, I'm not really sure what else is going to take them along. Unless, like, I don't think Journey With Me is going to go forward. I can't see Gentleman's Game going forward. So Jack's probably going to get a bit of a freebie on Conflated, and I'd say Paul is just going to follow him. Now, I wouldn't imagine JJ be too far off that pace.
Yeah, look, JJ was just stalking him in the Gold Cup.
He's going to have one shot at him, isn't he?
Yeah, he was just following him in the Gold Cup. It was a soft unsee. JJ probably doesn't like to hear that. Probably doesn't like to think about it. But I know it was a long way out, but he was travelling sweetly. You know, he was far from done with, and he's coming here fresher. I just think Galloping Day Champ's got to be feeling it. I just think.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Two Gold Cups, you know, 2 Gold Cups, and it was hard work the second one. You know, there's no race like the Cheltenham Gold Cup. You know, it's 3 times up the Cheltenham Hill. It's a Grade 1, like proper. They go too quick, and it's over 3 miles, 2.5 furlongs. There's nothing like it. You know, of course you're going to be feeling it. Even running in it, if you cross the line, you should be feeling it. Like, you know, there is no race like it. That's why it's the Gold Cup. That's why it's the Blue Ribbon. It's so special. It's unique, you know. And I just think he's going to be. He's one to them. He deserves to be feeling it, like, you know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And you were saying about Size and John's statue as well. And your underappreciated horse is underrated. I think he's the most underappreciated horse the last 20 years. I'd say he has to be. For that feat alone, I would agree with you though. I think Galopin Des Champs is probably a little bit vulnerable and Fast or Slow, probably at around 11-4, 3-1. You'd have to argue is a little bit of value against the favourite, given his exceptional record at Punchestown, and how, if you want to be really critical, Galopin Des Champs, as exceptional as he seems to be a little bit below his best since he won that Durkin 2 years ago at Punchestown. I don't think he's won there since, has he? What were we in the series? We're 2-all. Are we in the series? We're 2-all. Well, technically we're 2-all. If you want it, are we counting that one where Fast or Slow was, you know, like literally just getting introduced to Irish fences? That Durkin a few years ago.
No. I mean, you know, the first time Fast and Slow was ever off in his life was
The
the
ultimate.
when he bumped into a horse who's in
Correct,
the Correct Rambler. It was the best handicapped horse in the world at the time. You know, as we now know. That was the first time he was ever off in his life in Ireland.
Yeah. Well, he was off over hurdles. That was actually in the Coral Cup. Actually, that was in the Coral Cup. So you're probably right because they prepped him in the Liffey for that. So anyway,
so that was the second time he was ever off in his life.
Exactly. Right. So fast or slow? There's it could be a little tap Trixie coming up here. Anyway, the next race, ultimately competitive, the HSS Hire Handicap Chase, the first handicap chase of the festival. 17 runners, and I'm already getting torn here, Deck. Like, do I want to back Adamantly Chosen? Do I want to back Authorized Art back on very good ground? James de Burley, you're 7-2 favourite by the looks to your top way. I don't know if you want to back him and then he jumps to last and you think you're home and hosed and he's going to get done. Like, this horse, I'm sorry, after the Topham chase, I've put this horse down as tripless. I do not know what he wants. I really don't know what he wants, and it's fair enough. He's getting outstayed at the elbow and over the national fences. It's maybe harsh, but the amount of times this horse looks like he's going to win. Looked like he was going to win the plate, didn't get home. Looked like he's going to win the Topham, didn't get home. Came there going very well in the Paddy Power over 3 miles at Christmas, didn't get home. Like, you know, what does he want? Like, what's the crack? I don't know. Who do you like anyway, Deck?
Look, I think Let's Go Champ is sticking out here. He was second over hurdles here last year of 128. He's not from 3 over fences. He actually ran in a handicap chase the last day. On his third run, which I was a bit surprised about. I don't know how he got the mark.
Yeah, that's a COVID thing. Sometimes after 2 runs, you can get a mark.
Yeah, look, he was third. He was third off this mark. He's not that. He's not that much higher above his hurdle mark where he ran a really, really good race. I think he's sticking out now. I do like Ida's Boy. Spoke about him in here before. He's in there of 149. He fell in the Paddy Power at Leopardstown Christmas. But he's actually quite a good jumper. I think he's a really, really nice jumper. He's a lively enough race, 10-year-old. He was second to El Barra at Cork in November 22 in the graded chase. He is up 7 pounds since he won here in November at the Winter Festival. Look, I think he'll give it a good go, but Let's Go Champ is just sticking out. Like, I'd be very keen on Let's Go Champ.
Oh, very good. Well, I'm going to actually go with the Raider in the field. Ryan Potter trains at Jetwall.
He was behind Constitution Hill as a novice hurdler.
If you want to go back far enough, he was second to him in the was it the Tallworth, was it? Yeah, you're going back a while there. But what the former really liked about him was his win against Manila Drama at 25-1 in the Old Roan. It's a race I always love at the start of the season at Aintree. One of those proper handicaps. It's
you get good horses.
You get good horses in so it's a great race. I love it. He was 25-1 winner, 25-1 winner of that. Good ground's very important to him. Pulled up last time out, but was in bottomless ground at Newbury. He's been freshened up. He obviously won the Old Roan fresh. Won the Old Roan off 146. Comes here off 145 only 2 runs later. This would be his 3rd run after the Old Roan. Dylan Johnston taking off 5 pounds. Obviously wouldn't be probably too astute of Punchestown, but it is what it is. Been freshened up. Think he goes well. 12-1. Happy enough to take that. And this is my adamantly chosen rehab, I suppose. I'm actually going to leave him alone here. Finally, hopefully I don't relapse and back him at the off. I'm going to do my very best not to, but it will be Jetwall for me. And then, Let's Go Champ. Probably should have won, maybe, as he said at Down Royal. Could have been said, like, maybe a bit of a tactical race, but he did shape like possibly the best horse in that race. So, Deck, I can see where you're coming from with that one. We'll finish off then, Deck, with the Grade 3 Mares Bumper. I don't think we're going to spend a whole heap of time on this one. Is there anything you like? Aurora Vega 3-1 favorite by the looks, despite being kind of, like putting her place, I suppose, at the Dublin Racing Festival. What do you think?
I've no opinion.
No opinion, yeah. Well, like neither do I. So it's Air of Entitlement impressive enough on her first run against Ocean Bow. Kind of won it as if it was like a piece of work. And maybe if it was a gun to my head, I'd go with her. But look, there's plenty of other bets on the card. I think I'd be in the bar by this stage if I was lucky enough to be going. So yeah, fair enough. Deck nap at the tap. Very obvious. It's walk by Harry in the first race. And just please fill up, don't fall off, and we should be collecting with a bit of luck. I think it'd be fair to say there could be a tap Trixie if you want to take Answer to Cave in the 305 and possibly even Faster Slow in the big one.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I'll be adding in Let's Go Champ, and I'll be having a far time.
Very good. Well, Deck can add in Let's Go Champ if you're brave enough to do the Yankee. I'm very comfortable with that Trixie anyway. Let's Go Champ for Deck if you want to do the Yankee in the Handicap Chase at 6 o'clock. But that was tap 47, Deck. Thoroughly enjoyable, great day. Spillane's Tower, we'll get to see him next year. Can't wait to see him again with Monty Starr and all the boys. Really, really enjoyable day out at Punchestown today. Hopefully it continues into Wednesday. Until then, guys, we will talk to you later, and we'll be back for tap 48 very, very soon. Probably it'll be the next video you play with a bit of luck on your devices. All right, guys, all the best, and bye-bye.
Cheers. Thanks. Bye-bye.